All right. Happy Monday, everyone. Welcome back to the ABL podcast for week 16. We are back after what I would say was a nice 1 week hiatus, I guess. Gave us a little break, but as I shared with you, Cal, beforehand, I completely forgot we didn't have a podcast until about an hour before last week. So that was fun for me. How was your past couple of weeks?
It was odd not having a show. But combined with the no show and a little more free time with no summer school, I have to say I've with everything going on in the league, I finally formed an opinion, and I think it's the fact that the Pacific is better than Band of Brothers. I sold my team. I'm completely checked out of ABL. I haven't been paying attention at all. I've been binge watching the hell out of HBO Classics.
That's great.
Yeah, it's a controversial stance, but I'm taking it right now.
It's very interesting. I've never watched either series all the way through. Mm-hmm. It's always been bits and pieces here and there.
Sure.
Both fantastic. My best friend has seen both of them multiple times. I think he would disagree with you if I remember correctly. Yeah, I feel like most people do. The interesting part about it, though, and we're just going to go on a random history tangent here, I guess, to start, because why not? 2 weeks of thoughts, right? As a former history teacher, and someone who taught about a lot of what is in those, the Pacific is way more interesting in terms of its historical relevance to, I guess, what they're trying to portray. In my eyes specifically, Band of Brothers,
a lot of liberties.
Yeah. I mean, I would argue. I would argue Band of Brothers was like more made for cinema or TV.
That's what I'm saying. It's too Hollywood for me.
Yeah,
and it makes you feel good about the war, and it shouldn't.
Yeah,
it shouldn't make you feel good about it. Like you leave it feeling satisfied.
The
Pacific ruins all humanity.
The only feel good stories, right, are the ones where someone dies, right? And you feel bad for them. Those are the feel-good stories that come out of war. But
yes.
Okay, so first things first, they're saying a little echo on the Cal front. Are you guys saying Cal is I don't hear Cal echoing. So are you saying Cal is echoing?
Hold on.
Or is it coming through like on my end? He's echoing. I don't know. But we'll see. We'll continue, and then
Dylan and feeds here.
You're good. Dylan and Adam both said it, so we'll see what they respond with here. But
okay. Just start muting stuff randomly here.
I would just say I'm not sure. It's hard to know because I don't hear you double. So anyway, into the show this week. We essentially have Cal's voice is doubling out, so it's when he talks. I'm assuming is what you mean, Dylan. I wonder.
No bueno.
I wonder if is that on my end? Because didn't I do something last week where?
Yeah, but I thought you could also hear me doing double. I don't remember anymore.
I don't remember either.
That's why we can't skip a week because.
Okay, so right, I know. Yeah, it's okay. So I don't want to
scrambling here, looking through all my settings.
I mean, hey, the people that are here to watch will wait for us.
Yeah, you get to hear two of me now and two of my opinions all at once.
Yeah, which is great. I don't have you coming through there.
I mean, everything's coming through fine for me as well.
Yeah, funny. Dylan said that we could just mute you and all would be good as well.
That's fair. I mean, that happened last week. I mean, absolutely, that's fine. That's totally fine.
Oh, that I am. Okay, talk again for me.
How about right now?
Yeah. Okay, hold on. Now talk again. Okay, hold on.
I have no other options. I'm not.
There we go. Okay, I think we're good. I think we're good because I don't know why, because you were coming through twice on my end, but now you should be one. So say something here. You know what? Let's just do this. We're gonna go into power rankings and standings.
Let's go right you go into your right takes, now,
and then people tell us if it's fixed. Cal, what's your first take of the week?
First take of the week. Dodgers sold, but actually reverse dumped. Go 3-0 anyways. So it doesn't really matter. We gave Joe a lot of flack for that deal, which we'll get into later. It had no effect, and they had a strong 3-0 week. It was not fluky at all,
which is crazy.
474 is a big monster week, even with the added days.
Crazy.
So I mean, there's might be something there. Maybe Sam has just like this mojo juice he's giving to everyone that deals with him. So, and maybe Adam's next. Who knows? But that seemed to be huge for the Dodgers. I'd say.
I'd say little different situations there, but yeah, sure. I guess we can compare them. Why not? Yeah, for me, I was actually taking a look. I'm gonna move us here to my share screen, and I'll zoom in for all the boomers out there. No offense to the boomers at all. I just know you guys all have sensitive eyes, right?
We've always been a pro boomer podcast.
Yes. Only thing so Dylan wanted me to mention as well that the rankings and stuff are updated as well. But he went through, what did he say? He went through and updated something. Oh, I think he went through and updated something with the handbook or whatever, and it reset all of the up and down values. So he said those will be back. Those will be back next week. But the power rankings are complete. And then he also said that by next week, we will have a complete updated handbook for all of the trades and new people on rosters and all that kind of stuff. So that's going to be part of the show next week. For those of you watching, we'll kind of go through the handbook on here and see where things have changed. Maybe I'll try to remind me to take a screenshot of maybe what it looks like right now.
Handbook drop.
Yeah.
Because I don't think it's going to bode well for me. I already kind of peaked at 7th spot, so I don't.
I don't know.
Better for me.
We'll see.
After everything that happened.
We'll see. So my power rankings, the only thing that I kind of wanted to point out in here, and I know this doesn't include you, so I'm sorry, but in the AL West, I didn't highlight the A's because they've kind of been top 10 most of the season, right? Like hovering around there. But Texas and Seattle, Texas is all the way up to 13. So Sam, obviously we've seen everything that Sam's done. Sam just being Sam over the past few weeks. He's got his team all the way up to 13, which has to be, he's got the fire symbol by him. I would imagine he has risen at least 7-8 spots at minimum.
He risen.
Yeah, exactly.
I think he was around the 25 spot, like probably
for a while.
June 1st.
Right?
I would say pre-dump, probably even later after that because he didn't even start buying until weeks after that. So I would say probably in the 20 range.
Yeah,
just right around there, give or take a few.
Crazy rise at this time in the season, right? If for those of you that
will easily be probably top 10 and come end of season.
I would assume
maybe fringy top 5. So
I would assume. He's certainly not done moving up. I would imagine. But yeah, I think that's one of the biggest changes that we've seen, especially this time of year for our longtime listeners. I always talked about how as you get later on into the season, right, there tend to be less changes because we have more data. Therefore, you need more data for it to change, right, as you go on in the season. So for Sam to move that far up in the rankings and this late in the season also kind of speaks to how well his team potentially is playing right now. So, but I just wanted to highlight that. You got the 3 kind of AL West teams that are fighting for it. A's sitting up at 9, Texas at 13, Seattle right behind them at 14. Only 2 games away. So really, really interesting to see what those guys do. At the end of this week, I think they could be maybe some of the biggest players. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, go ahead with your second take. Well, I know it kind of
rolls into what you had already brought up, but the AL West has been kind of on fire. This week was huge. Again, is it harder to win with more days or is it easier? Because it seems like it kind of averages out. I don't know.
I would say
do you think it's more impressive to win after more days?
I would
you get more starts.
Say if you're
gaming the system a bit.
If you're a good team, it's got to be easier, right? Because it's just more days.
Harder to upset.
Yeah, you're just. Yeah, correct. Yes, that maybe that's the way to look at it. Is it's harder to get upset. Maybe not necessarily easier to win, but harder to get upset because the consistent teams are more than likely going to win. Although you did just talk about how the Dodgers beat both the Padres and the Tigers, so that I guess maybe goes against that point. But yeah, I would probably say it's harder to get upset.
Listen, you cannot lie with these results. It's 3-0 for the AL West. These teams are making a run for something. I don't know for what, but they're definitely doing something. That we can determine.
Well, now that Washington's kind of been on a skid, apparently Jeff is losing half of his roster right now.
The Pirates bad.
Yeah, right. The Pirates have not been good. Very, very interesting to kind of see, if the AL winner has a better shot than maybe we thought, right? It's not just Brendan and John. I don't know.
I wish there was someone who said this, that the AL would be better than the NL down the stretch.
Right?
I wish there was, some type of discussion or something about this. Otherwise, we could have this sorted out earlier.
If only we knew, right? If only we had some kind of guy who could foresee the future. My last point really isn't about anything in general. It more so points to Jeff's post, I think earlier today, about just like where the playoffs are. The closest team to I think getting in the playoffs was like 7 games out, 8 games out, or something like that. With what we have 5 weeks left, right?
Yeah.
This is 16, so 16, 17, 18, 19. Yeah, so we have 5 weeks left. So I mean, you're looking at least picking up a game a week. If not more, at bare minimum, if not more. It feels to me like the playoffs are pretty much set, right? In terms of the teams, I don't, seeding obviously I'm sure can shift, especially with the AOS teams and stuff, but it'll be very interesting. My question for you though, as a resident AL West member,
okay, yes.
Okay, and I just came up with this off the top of my head, but I think it's spicy, so let's see what you say.
Okay.
Whoever wins the AL West is going to get to pick who they want to play. Now, the assumption, right, in the AL, if Brendan keeps his word, he's going to pick Josh if Josh doesn't win, right?
Yes.
Okay, and then after that, it's going to be Gary, who isn't going to pick Detroit. He's probably picking one of the other AL Central teams, right? Either Cleveland or the White Sox, whoever you feel like picking. So, do you think the winner of the AL West then picks either the White Sox or Guardians, whoever he doesn't pick, or is there an AL West matchup brewing out west where they may pick each other?
I mean, I would avoid that at all costs.
Really?
I would not want to pick another AL West team.
Okay. All right.
I really would.
You'd go the non-spicy route.
100%. But listen, this is me living vicariously. I will never know what this is like to have to pick an opponent like this. So yeah, I mean, I gotta speak for my AL West brethren here and do the smart thing, because I can't just spouting off. I'm a representative. You made me representative.
That's fair.
Of this.
That's fair.
I can't make them look like fools.
That's
them look foolish like this. But no, honestly, what I would like the most, I think a dream scenario here would probably be, I would think Brendan doesn't pick Josh. Why wouldn't he?
If he's not picking Josh, he's gonna pick Mark or Tom. I mean, probably Mark. Given
Mark or Tom,
probably Mark, and then
that leaves
Gary picks Tom.
Because I mean, it'd be fun for, let's just say, Sam. Sam has to then pick somebody from that pool.
So he's either picking Detroit or he's picking one of the AL West members.
You got to pick AL West member.
Right?
You have to pick AL West member.
I agree. That was kind of my point. Was unless Brendan keeps his word and picks Josh.
Yeah, but
it's going to be AL West.
I don't think he keeps his word. That's the spicy take. Yeah, I don't think he keeps his word.
Well, I mean, that wouldn't shock me. We know who Brendan is.
Yeah, he's just bluffing. So let's not take that for a grain of salt. So let's look at Sam. Final prediction. Sam picks Dylan, round 1.
Okay, so you think Sam wins the division and then picks Dylan.
Picks Dylan, calling it now. Book it.
Wow,
interesting. It in now.
Okay, so that would leave John against Josh, which I'm sure Josh would not
that
want.
That sounds fun. Yeah, but I like that. Yeah. That sounds like a lot of fun.
It does sound like a lot of fun, but I think Josh would hate that.
Oh, he'd be in a torture chamber that whole week.
Yeah,
perfect. All right,
but that'd be kind of spicy, because you're then looking at the winner of Texas and the A's is gonna play John, which another AL West, AL Central, right? So John's got to play 2 in a row.
This has to happen.
And then it would be Brendan, or no, it would be. I'm sorry, it would be. How would that? No, because Brendan would play the 4 seed. 4 seed would be Detroit. So actually, it would be Kansas City, Detroit. I take that back, and then it would be the Yankees against the AL West. So that would actually suck.
Yeah, that's not as fun as I thought it was going to be. That would Brendan suck. Versus an AL West team, anyways. That's okay. Well, never mind. Skip that.
Now it's not so fun.
No, I don't know how brackets work. To be fair, let's
same.
not.
Same.
We're thinking Madness only for me.
Thinking way too much. So yeah, I think playoffs seem to be set team wise. It'll be interesting to see kind of what happens. But yeah, that's kind of about it. So I'm gonna transition from that if you're good with it.
Absolutely.
To our trades. And Adam corrected me too. We're in week 17 right now. We're talking about week 16. So I should have clarified that. Yeah. So I think. Well, here I gotta zoom in again. There we go. All right. I know your dad is one of the people who's called me out before and asked me to zoom in. So I'm trying to do everyone a favor here.
Those old man eyes there.
So yeah. So we got just an Excel sheet of all the trades we went through. There were so many we couldn't go through all of them again. So we essentially highlighted the ones we wanted to talk about. So I'm just gonna start at the bottom and move up if that's cool with you, because we'll save my two for the last to transition. So
yes.
Okay, so the first one that I highlighted that I wanted to talk about, mainly because it's a big one, a couple of bigger names moving. Wheeler and Nico Herner going to the Astros. Obviously, some pretty big name pickups to Evan's team there. And then in return, Sam gets LaGrange, Bazana, Birdsell, and Holmes. Massive trade, a lot of big names. My initial thoughts are, I feel like it should be going in the other direction based on where we are now. However, I mean, Wheeler's obviously great. You're certainly keeping him at that contract based on where he's pitching for next year anyway. So for Evan, he gets, I guess, two guys to where he feels like he wants to really compete next year, which is great. I mean, I think that I'm trying to find contracts like that as well. So I think that's a good get for him. And I mean, honestly, for Sam being able to build up a little bit more of his minors, so to speak, that it feels like he decimated. He does in a sense,
because this is a complete
true.
It is complete flipping.
It is, but I'm trying to sell it here. I'm trying to give Sam benefit of the doubt. But I think overall, very fair trade.
Sam ends up winning this.
Correct.
I mean, in the sense that he sets himself up pretty nicely later on. So this is about as win-wins you're gonna get, because I mean, Evan seems pretty dead set on competing next year.
Yep.
And they're two really good. I think that you're definitely gonna want Wheeler at that price. Yes. You're hoping he can sustain. Maybe not. He's not gonna improve on it, but you're hoping he at least stays. Even if he's a couple points per game less, you're still pretty happy at $34.
Yep.
And then Nico is a great everyday option, multi-position. So,
totally.
And for a cheap contract, I think that's great. You don't have to worry about it in the auction. Second base and shortstop are ugly anyways. You just completely circumvent all of that. We already talked about the pitcher crisis going on in this league next year. He avoids that as well. Gets a guy like Wheeler. Hard to get an ace for that price.
Yep.
So I think for the Astros, big win. Also, you're getting rid of the disgusting $3 prospect, which we know is a cursed item in this league. So being rid of that plague is pretty nice in and of itself. So
I'm sure Evan would agree with you too.
Yes,
obviously he didn't want anything to do with them.
No, the banana man has to go. But Sam, we will see that he kind of cashes in later on. But overall, good trade. Looking back on it now, but right now, without any context, I think it's overwhelmingly Evan.
Yep, I agree. All right, next one you wanted to talk about, which again, another big one, obviously came out of nowhere because no one knew about it. But I mean, to be honest with you, I'm wondering if both owners in the trade knew about it. But Sam got I'm glad I got a laugh out of that eventually. Sam got Michael Harris and Juan Soto, and he sends back Langeliers, Gill, and a third-round pick. So thoughts, what did you want to kind of talk about here?
Okay. All right. This caused controversy, obviously. One, this is the annual I didn't get the guy bitching session that we have every single year.
That only happens. I want to clarify something. That only happens with one of the two owners that we somehow have during the year that just doesn't ever communicate in any way, shape, or form. Let's get that out of the way, that it's not like a common ABL occurrence with actual ABL people. It just happens to be a guy who came in, doesn't communicate at all, and here we go.
It was the worst possible. It was a horrible course of events that occurred.
Yes, I
will give everyone benefit of the doubt on that.
Yes,
but listen, given what was, Soto's not that great. Let's be for real here. $51 is heavy.
Yep,
and you're not getting 50. It's not Judge. You're not getting $51 in production anywhere close.
Yeah, but it's still 4-something points, right?
He could be judged down the stretch for you.
Maybe.
That's the fun part about Juan Soto,
Yep.
is that he just could be.
Yep.
Honestly, I feel like the Michael Harris contract is now a dump at this point. This was like a really attractive contract at the end of the year, and now it's like, get this off my hands. This could be an absolute disaster.
Totally.
So that I think could have been. I mean, I don't know what Sam thought of that, because again, he flips that later, so it doesn't really matter. But I don't know what Sam thought of that going into the deal. If it's like, okay, well, I'll take the Harris contract off of you.
Yeah, he probably didn't.
I don't think that's the case, because he still gives up a decent amount. Like Langoliers, well, I mean, Langoliers was
fine.
He's fine.
He's fine.
I don't. It's
for a catcher at $7. He's fine.
And then, of course, Luis Gil. I mean, you're not supposed to sign pitchers that long, from what my sources tell me.
Yeah.
So that's also a problem.
Yep.
And then, of course, you get a draft pick. Who cares?
Yep.
I mean, it's not.
Whatever.
That's free. That's like $1 fab, pretty much.
Yep.
So, I mean, it's not the most amazing return, but I almost think it's a win because you get rid of the Harris contract. In my opinion.
I agree. I think it's very interesting, because a lot of people jumped on the other side and thought that Sam won it by a mile. And then kind of very,
though, because he doesn't give up a ton.
I agree. I agree that he, end of the day, where their teams are at, I think he won it for sure, because Soto is going to help him a lot more than I think the pieces are for Arizona. However, from a strictly like numbers standpoint and contract standpoint, if I'm Arizona, I'm not mad that I have a low end contract for a guy like Gil, who could, if he's any kind of decent starting pitcher, that's great. I'll have that contract for a good starting pitcher for 4 years. I mean, like that's awesome. So that in itself is probably worth it. And then you get Langoliers, who could, be a good high 2-point per game catcher, maybe if he really wants to be. Cool. That's fine for a guy you're not going to keep anyway, and another shitty contract. I don't think that's the worst thing in the world. But yes, I agree. I think it benefits Sam more than, of course, the Diamondbacks.
But again, it's a hard one to sell when you go AWOL and then you pop up and then you deal them under the dark of night. That's tough.
Yep. Agreed.
So I get it, but it was also very funny.
It was
very funny to be an onlooker of the whole thing.
It was
as
hilarious.
I sneak in with a nod over Weathers deal, like, hopefully no one saw that one. Yeah. So just the world's ending pretty much in ABL, and Dylan and I are chatting it up,
which is great, as you AL West guys do.
Yes. What was it? What is? I don't what is it?
I don't know.
In West? Is it in West?
I can't. Josh, I don't know. Josh made it.
He coined it. I don't remember. That's my bad. Sorry about that. Anyway, hashtag AL Wincest. I don't know.
Wincest, maybe. Yeah, something like that.
Probably.
All right. So now the big one, the really big one.
Yes.
That very hard to parse through, right? In terms of a winner or a loser here. So we're talking about the Dodgers Rangers trade. Sorry, I had to zoom out. Okay, it's too big of a trade.
Yeah.
I mean, so looking at it, Sam getting 3 2025 contracts for Lindor obviously will help. Castro's obviously a good player, going to go for a lot more than 5 next year probably. Gomber's atrocious, so I mean, who cares about that? Yeah. Lindor obviously will help him. Devers, a big contract to take on, but he did just get rid of Wheeler. So you're at least saving a little bit of money there.
I would way rather have Wheeler.
I completely agree. I'm more so just saying at least it's not
True.
A $38 Lindor, a $48 Devers, and a $34 Wheeler.
Yeah.
And then Yarborough, a throwaway. And then the 3 firsts, right? Which they're gonna not be high firsts, right? They're probably all gonna be mid to late firsts.
Yeah.
But 3 firsts is no joke. That's a really, really good return. And then on the other end, Dylan Moore, Yandy Diaz, who's going to be a drop, Willie Adames, who's going to be a drop, Jose Caballero, who's going to be a drop, and then Bazana, Harris, and Strider, $10 fab, whatever.
Okay.
You go for it. I just had to read out the names. I don't know.
What's the return for Joe here?
I mean, Bazana.
No,
Strider,
but I mean, what is it? You get it's just Bazana, and that's it. But then it's completely negated by Harris. The $10 fab is like cool.
I mean, Strider's not nothing, right?
Strider's, yeah, but he's got barbecue arm.
I agree. I don't disagree.
I love Spencer Strider. I want nothing but good things for Spencer Strider. I just don't know if they're ahead of him.
Yeah. So
he's cheap, so it doesn't really matter that much.
Yeah, as long as he pitches,
he's $9. Even if he sucks, he's $9 or $11 next year. But again, I mean, you're giving up 3 first-round picks. This deal would look a lot different if it was Lindor and Devers, and you get back Strider, something like that.
Yeah,
like some type of different combination of this, I think works fine. But really, it's you get Bazana, right? But then you give up the 3 picks.
Yeah,
that's what gets me.
I think for me, as we all know, Sam loves the bigger the trade, the better, right?
Yes.
The more people we can add in, the better. The 3 first-round picks is what really throws me off.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's not much right now in the league that I would trade 3 first-round picks for, right? Especially knowing that, as we're saying here, like Bazana,
Paul Skeens might be the only guy in this league that I would.
I mean, and even then, I don't know that I'd trade 3 first-round picks for him. Like, I mean, and so I mean, really, if you want to just like break it down, 3 first-round picks for Strider and Bazana, I don't think that necessarily is that big of a deal. Mm-hmm. But then you also traded Devers and Lindor and Castro. Mm-hmm. Now all of a sudden, that seems like a pretty steep price to get.
Yeah, you can divvy those up
2 players
amongst the rich and try to get more out of that.
Yeah, and my assumption is no one else wanted to buy them from Joe, so he was like, "How can I get rid of all of them, right, and get something in return?" I just don't. I mean, if I was him, I would have just probably kept the 3 firsts or even say, "Hey, instead of all of this garbage, I'll give you, 2 firsts and Lindor for Strider and." I don't know, $10 fab. Like even that would have been very normal, right?
What do you give $10 fab? I mean, yeah, he used it. Obviously, he used it. I mean, he had a list of guys, but still, I mean, what's the quality of spec we're getting out of that compared to earlier? I mean, you pretty much it's all speculative DSL guys at that point, which is, I mean,
if you love doing it, great.
Yeah, I mean, it's fun, but I mean, we're giving up 3 first-round picks for it. You could be able to believe that they're no different than one another. You know
Correct.
what I mean? Me using that $1 fab and then using to go get Gonzalez next year, the number 1 DSL guy. It's not that much of a difference.
Yep.
I mean, that's an opinion you can have, and that might be what Joe's going off of here. Of just like, I get my guys. I like the Banana Man. I think Michael Harris will rebound fine. I'll get that contract for multiple years.
Yep.
Spencer Strider, I think, will come back to his ace potential.
It's a lot of what ifs.
Hey, that's my thing, man. Is that there's so many what ifs, and you just give up those picks.
Yep.
But yeah, I don't know. It's controversial, obviously. But I will give Joe benefit of the doubt. Here's what I think happened. I dealt with Sam recently. I forgot what it was like. There's a reason I stay away.
Same.
But I mean, he was sending me a deal that I just never agreed to it in any way. I just at no point was it a deal what I agreed to. And he's like, I'll send it over. I'm like, no, I will send it over. And we'll go from there. But that may have been what happened. Maybe Joe just thought he was doing a different deal, and he's like, I can't go back on this now.
Yeah, who knows? Who knows? I guess it could have happened. I don't know.
The best of us.
Yeah, I don't know. Very, very interesting trade, though. Well, I mean, again, time will tell, right? Time
yeah,
will
I mean, this could be a masterclass within a few years if Harris is, the Harris from last year and Strider from 2 years ago. So we'll see how it goes.
Correct. All right, last 2, and this goes into just kind of a quick conversation that we can have tonight about just trading in general, trade deadline coming up. Mm-hmm. I kind of just wanted to get your opinion on, but the 2 other trades I wanted to highlight were the Quinn Priester trade. We're going to call him Gerangelo, and a first was the return to Gary for him. And then Glasnow going from the Cubs to the Royals in return for Paredes, Arias, and a first there as well. So the reason I wanted to highlight these 2 trades is one, I think the returns are fine. I don't see any a crazy jump off the page reason to be like, wow, these trades suck. Before we go into kind of the main topic, what are your thoughts on both of those trades?
Okay, so the Priester one is interesting. because we just kind of agreed that a first is a kind of a steep price.
Yep.
And while Quinn Priester has shown promise for sure, especially being as cheap as he is and how long he's extended for, it's speculative, and I think it's just as much speculation as essentially giving him 2 first-round picks, because Durangelo was a first-round pick as well, if I recall, like probably like a mid to late first.
Yep.
So we can look at it as giving up 2 first for a Priester, which, again, 2 ways you look at it. One, this is an established product that more established than the picks I'm giving up.
Yep.
Fine. It's a cheap pitcher. He's on a longer term. My only issue with the pitcher thing, one, Milwaukee has no remorse when it comes to just sending a good pitcher to AAA if they think something's better.
Well, they got Cortez coming back too. Like, who knows what the hell's going to happen.
I mean, they'll
can throw him in the bullpen.
Yeah, they'll freaking send him to the shadow realm if they don't think he's good enough to be in the rotation, even if he is. I mean, Logan Henderson got slaughtered. I mean, why? He was fine. I thought he was fine. I still don't get that. That's bothering me. But yeah, Milwaukee does not care. So that's another issue, I guess. But then a Priester, I think we just said, has not exactly established himself in that starting role yet.
Yep.
Certainly seems to be doing much better. I think he had a pretty good outing last time too.
Yeah, he's had a good last like month and a half.
Yeah, I think he should be safe, especially going into next year. But it seems steep. It seems like a first round pick plus another first round pick, steep.
How about the other one, the Glasnow trade?
Glasnow, it's complete rental.
Yep.
Which
is fine for Brendan.
Not being able to keep changes the value drastically. Let's see here, because Cubs are getting Paredes, Arias as a spec, plus the pick. Royals get a pitcher.
I think
they're both trying to win.
I think it's great. Yeah, I think it's great for both sides.
Yeah,
because
trying to win in different ways. Brennan needed a pitcher.
Yep.
And Paredes will be coming back soon.
Yeah, you should get something out of him.
You should at least get something. But you get the pick. I mean, that's nice. That's pretty nice.
Even though it's late, it's still good.
Get anything? I don't remember the Cubs pitching situation. I don't think it's stellar.
It's okay.
High on or whatever. Maybe
it's okay.
Back soon. Yeah, it's not the best, but still, you get something for a rental. Getting a first round pick back for a rental is crazy good return.
Pretty good.
I think that's solid.
Yeah. I think it works well for both sides. Frank helping reload his minor side of things, while getting rid of a rental, and Brendan getting a rental and giving up essentially a spec and a pick that means nothing to him because he has plenty of both. So I think it works out well. Now, the reason I wanted to talk about these last, the thing I kind of wanted to bring up is just the prices going into the trade deadline, right? And I wanted to bring this up because of my experience, and depending on who's listening, they'll know if I'm talking about specific conversations I've had with owners on various guys. But it has seemed to me that, and I'm going to start just by talking about pitchers, starting pitchers specifically, that it seems like, and we even see it with like the Priester trade, right, where it feels like any pitcher that has a starting pitcher that has a pulse and a starting role is bare minimum first round pick, top 100, 150 spec at minimum. That to me seems crazy. I don't know if I'm dumb and pitcher, every single pitcher in the ABL is just worth a first round pick.
Mm-hmm.
If they're starting. Or is it something is it Adam's conversation about how shitty the pitching situation is going to be in the auction next year, like it is every freaking year? Is there that playing into it? I'm not sure.
It seems primo shitty though. It seems
it
like
does
100%. Ultra.
100%. And so is it more teams like trying to play on that or what? I'm not 100% sure. So I was curious what your thoughts are, because I know you've had some conversations that have actually been kind of a little different, haven't necessarily felt like that. So no. What are your thoughts on that? Do you think that's real? Is it a thing? What do you think?
I don't think it's a thing at all. I have 2 bright young gentlemen right now on the block. Eduardo Rodriguez, Aaron Savali. Good, handsome young men at 12 points a game. Obvious rentals. No one's keeping these guys for any reason. You can throw them out like they're garbage. I'm not getting a peep from anyone out of these guys.
So here's my question though.
I'm not saying it's not Glasnow. It doesn't have to be Glasnow. I'm not asking for a first from you guys.
So
hit me up. I swear. Just talk to me.
Here's my question though, because all of my conversations are for keepable guys, right? I don't have any I don't have any like reason to buy an Erod, right? Like absolutely none. So for me, all of my guys are keepable, right? So I guess maybe I should add that in there as well. They're keepable starting pitchers, right? And all the salaries are from, they're a $1 2050 guy to a $30 15 point per game guy.
Glass now at 30. Glass now. Going for a first is crazy. So like you're saying, makes sense totally. Like a pitcher with a pulse that you can keep after next year first automatically. I would agree that it probably is market value. Not gonna lie. However, I mean, how's Glasnow netting a first? That's kind of my only point.
Well, I think it's because Brendan has plenty of picks, right?
Yeah,
he can afford that, so he's like, whatever.
Sure.
Take on Paredes for me, and I'll give you a first, right? Like, is what it is.
Just fine, Which I mean, that's a money bags I can't even fathom. So must be freaking sweet. But if that's the case, he totally screwed up the market big time.
Yeah.
Just to say that, because I will ask you guys for a third. I swear, I will. No shame. I'm asking for something. I need a top 100 spec coming back for both of them. Something, please. This is ridiculous.
So it's very interesting to me because, and again, I've had conversations with guys that are, less than 10 point per game guys and guys that are 15 plus point per game, and the price is all the same.
Yeah, I would totally agree that is probably the market rate. Absolutely. And so, I have not personally, I don't have anyone that is keepable.
Yeah.
No one's hit me up for like McGreevy.
Yeah.
Ops. But I would, I think that's like minimum price.
And
first round pick.
And so my follow up to that then is, okay, if every starting pitcher like that, and okay, let me clarify your stance here for a second. Sure. Is that their price just right now because of where we are in the season, or would that be their price regardless, even opening day?
Regardless.
Okay.
I think having a 2026 pitcher that's keepable at a reasonable rate, for sure. I mean, it's gold.
So then my follow up would be, so if every single, let's say if there's 100 starting pitchers, 95.
I would say Quinn Priester is the bar.
Okay, so there's. Again, let's say there's 100, and again, I'm just throwing out numbers, but let's say there's 100 starting pitchers. Yeah. We're probably thinking like 95 of them are going to be worth that first round pick, right? And then there's like the Antonio Senzatellas of the world that get dropped because they're awful, right?
Yes.
And so to me, then my follow up question to that would be, where do these other non first round picks, non top 100, top 150 prospects fit in? Because are they all just fillers? Is there no true value in them outside of like trading them late in the season for some fab or a future pick? Because to me, that if that is the case, and we are essentially cutting off half the player, or maybe not half, 40% of the player base, that to me limits a lot of the trades that are going to happen, right? But it also is like, I'm like, well, do I need to like reframe my mind and try and go after bats instead of pitchers? Because I'm just never going to have enough firsts to go trade for, a valuable pitcher. I'm not sure. So that's kind of my follow up is like, what's the value of everything else we have from a trade perspective?
All right. This is a good question. ABL is very much an adapt or die league.
Yes.
And everyone's adapting to a certain trend right now. And I think when they realize the risk associated with getting a pitcher, even though he is seemingly keepable, and giving up that chip, that future chip, the market trend is just going to change. It's just going to change. I don't think this is the final iteration of pitcher values.
Sure.
It just seems to be changing every year. Every time we have it that we think locked down, it evolves. So and these trades are going to have 5 years of effect on the league.
Totally.
So I mean, we'll see how it plays out. We have no idea if this will stay the same. Essentially, is what I'm saying.
So you think that the price for starting pitchers right now, keepable starting pitchers right now, is only relative to where the league currently sits, and even next year the price could change.
I think it could, because every year, like I said, every year it's been different.
True.
It seems to me, anyways. Like the pitching market's always been horrible. But what it takes to get these guys has changed.
Yeah.
I don't know, because I thought I had a good grasp on what the dump was going to look like this year, and I did not.
Yeah.
So I think as owners, interests change and how they view things as on like a macro scale, I think it will change how the market sees it. I don't know if it's going to be a first, because I mean it's really based on the pitcher. It's based on the individual. It's a case by case basis. It can't just be it can't just be Mr. Antonio there, SoFlo Antonio going for a first. It can't just happen. We have standards, we have morals. We're not animals.
Yeah.
But I think it's an interesting trend that you bring up. Is this just it? I mean, is this going to be like the only worthwhile thing is a top 100 spec and a first round pick? Is that it?
That's what gets you any starting pitcher, right? Like that.
Yeah.
I mean, that to me is a crazy floor, because there is
definitely.
It feels like there's not going to be as much time and conversation to be had, because very few teams have that available.
Yeah.
And not only that, but
are
the
the
teams
other
as I said, the teams that do have it available, right? Not all of them are going to want to move that for a starting pitcher, because either they don't need a starting pitcher, or there's someone like me who, like, my top end guys in Clark and DePaula. I love those two. I don't want to have to move them for a Quinn Priester, right? Like I don't want to have to do that, but it feels like that's where the market's set at right now. And so it makes it a very difficult, I feel like a difficult spot for someone like myself to be in, where if that's just what everyone is asking for, well then, I mean, why even have conversations,
I might go another step further. And given today's recent events, it may be even more controversial than ever before.
I love it.
But this might be the year we kill Tinstap as a theory.
Oh,
it has to be.
Okay.
Which I know. Listen, Travie Patty just went down for the year with TJ.
Yep.
Roby down for the year with TJ.
Yep.
But so are LB pitchers.
Yep.
Simple as that. Everyone gets TJ, dude.
Yep.
They basically, listen, I just watched so much of the Pacific, guys. All that matters is you just got to get to the beach, man. You just got to get past the beach. It doesn't matter how many guns are you're down the barrel from you. You just got to keep running. So yeah, throw as many pitchers as you can. It should be only pitchers being drafted. Go full Angels.
It's kind of weird, right? It isn't. I feel like that is.
Everyone has an aversion to it, but you have to do it. You have to get pitchers. They come from somewhere. It's not like the stork just drops them off.
When what I think is funny is I feel like almost no one has an aversion to it anymore. Like even the Tinstap people don't have an aversion to it anymore, because
this is the year we got to kill it.
If there's
be said again.
Well, if there's one thing that is almost as valuable as a keepable starting pitcher in this league, it's a 22, 23-year-old guy in AAA.
Mm-hmm. Oh my word, yes.
That has a sub 4 ERA. You know what I mean? Like I couldn't believe it.
Logan Henderson might get a first today.
It's crazy. I saw I had 2 red dots on 2 of my minor league pitchers today, in Hurston Waldrop and Carson Wisenhunt. 2 guys who I've been waiting what feels like years for to get called up, and both Wisenhunt might be pitching right now. I don't even know.
Yeah,
and
big news.
And Waldrop's coming out tomorrow. That if those 2 actually came up and pitched well, and they were keepable pitchers for me next year, that all of a sudden changes the trajectory of my team.
Yep.
Right. I mean, in an instant. In an instant.
Not having to be in the auction for that is huge.
It's insane. And versus, if I had, I'm trying to think who might get called up for me if Peyton,
is this more of a scoring thing? Because I mean,
yeah, it could be.
Is it the fact that scoring is so clearly heavily weighted towards pitching?
Yeah,
that creates. I mean, it's already a scarce position.
Yep.
It's like having running back touchdowns be worth like 16 points.
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then go out and you can buy all the running backs up, and they end up just being third stringers.
It's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah.
You take Dylan Sampson and he does jack shit for you. I mean, it's crazy. So that might be what we're looking at here. Actually, now that I never thought like that, but that's pretty much we've put everyone in our scoring basket is pitchers, and they're just running backs. It's horrible.
Yep.
It's not like a reliable. It's not a reliable investment in any way.
Yeah,
we're it's supposed to invest into it.
And it almost, the last point of this question here before we'll move to kind of next week, but the last piece of this then to me says, okay, if you have a keepable pitcher and you get offered a first round pick and a top 100 spec, let's say, so like the premier offer, are you motivated to take it? Especially if that prospect you're getting is not a pitcher. So now you're trading for a first round pick that might not be a pitcher and a bat that's not a pitcher. Are you, like, based on our conversation, right? Like if the pitching is that high valued, it's so inflated that we're there. What incentive do you, outside of a 2025 expiring contract? What incentive do you have to move a guy? Yeah. What team in the ABL? And again, we have some very good teams, right? The Royals being one of them. But outside of that specific situation, what other teams in the ABL do we have that are just gonna be like, yeah, I'll trade a starting pitcher. I'll trade a guy who's gonna score for me.
Yeah, I have Michael McGreevy, whose future is very uncertain.
Yeah,
it's very odd.
Would you trade him for a first and Brasino right now? Yeah. The fact that you even have to think about that is insane, right?
Yes, I would.
That is insane. Yes, I would hope to God you would, right? But yes, that's insane that you didn't snap accept that, right?
Yeah, but I'm not the real. I'm not the moral center of this.
I agree. But just on principle, right? On principle, it just seems like that in any league, that should be something that is like snap accept. Yes. But it probably doesn't help that he's a cards guy too. So it's like that, you got that part of it too. But
it's like,
But there's no world where you don't accept that.
Yes, that 1,000,000,000% say yes. That obviously the percentage is huge. I just want him back. That's really all. That's the only reason I said yes. I don't care about.
I've said no to a lot of deals that have included him. So
I bet I did too. Before you freaking hit me up. So yeah, I know.
It's all right. Yeah, I don't know, but yeah, it'll be interesting. If anyone watching this actually wants to talk about it in the ABL chat, I would love to hear. So many of you in this league are way smarter than myself. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, I would love to know other people's opinions on this because I genuinely don't know. I could literally just be an idiot and have not known that like that has just been the standard across the board for the past 5 years, right? Yeah. I don't know, but it just doesn't seem like that to me. It seems like just this year, all of a sudden, it's like, guys got a pulse, first round pick and a top 100 spec. That's the cost, So I don't know. It just seems very, very interesting.
This is like late stage pitcher capitalism that we went into, where everything is just like a slog.
Yes.
So the market will never correct itself. It will always just be an endless cycle of good pitchers going for $35.
Pretty much, which is crazy. I mean, it is what it is, right? It is what it is.
Yeah.
All right, let's wrap. Deal? Yeah, let's wrap this thing up. We'll move on to next week.
I thought we were going to go over the final.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I miss one?
Phillies.
Oh God, I missed one. I'm sorry. I completely forgot. I completely missed this one.
This is one we had to go over for sure.
Yes, we 100% have to go over this one.
Yes.
Arguably the trade that had the most conversation about it, maybe in a sense. Just not even the trade itself, but just over the course of the past couple weeks. So Philly and Texas. So Philly sends Torque, King, and Flaherty to the Rangers. And the Rangers send LaGrange, Gomber, Gaddis, Harper, and Povich to the Phillies. So Phillies essentially get LaGrange and Povich as possible keepers. And then I guess Gomber, Gaddis, and I don't even know if I would consider them to help him on his run, but I guess Harper. And then obviously, Sam gets some pretty big names there, even though, two of them are expiring contracts, three pretty big names.
It's strange. It's even more strange when you add in the cost of Torque, because he just acquired Torque from me and gave me Aiden Miller for it, which is not like, it's the top 50 spec.
It's good,
right? Yeah. It's not like lighting the world on fire right now, but I would say most lists you look up, he's top 50.
Yep.
So you throw in a top 50 spec into this deal because again, he used that to get Torque.
Yep.
It just doesn't really add up for me all the way. Because you're trying to make this run, which I don't know if that's the case. Are we really trying to make a run here?
It's a half-hearted run.
Yeah, this deal tells me we're not. That we're not taking a run. But then it's like, why are you buying then? Why buy Torque? Why give up that Miller spec if you're just going to do this for Harper? Because you're giving up two pitchers, right? Who I think are above 15 a game. Granted, King's hurt at this time, but he's coming back.
Yep.
And you get a marginal improvement at first base.
Well, look at it this way. Is there any of the 5 players that the Phillies got that you would trade Aiden Miller for right now?
No.
So that to me
that pretty much sums it up.
That's the trade. Like, to me, I look at that and I wonder if like LaGrange was just someone that Adam zeroed in on, right? And was
I like LaGrange.
I do. And he's like a Yankees guy, so it's like
a 200 guy. You know what I mean? He's like I think he's a fine spec and he projects well. But I don't know if it's someone that I mean I wouldn't be selling all this for it.
Would you rather have?
I would rather make the run.
Would you rather have Flaherty at 27 or Povich at 3?
I don't want Povich at
I agree. I 100%. I agree. I agree with you, and I'm not sure. I would be interested to hear what part of it outside of, I guess, maybe Harper, he thought was worth giving up to starting pitchers like that. Because we just had that conversation too, right? Like, according to our logic, King and Flaherty at minimum are both worth 2 first-round picks and 2 top 100 specs.
Sam's got him.
100%.
Like, that's the right team to be talking to.
100%. So that to me just seems like that deal does not fit the rest of the league in my eyes.
Right.
But is what it is. People do what they do.
Yes, they do.
Okay, now we'll move on to next week.
Yes.
And why don't you go? Because I only had one big thing to talk about. You had a couple of bigger matchups you wanted to mention.
Yeah, I got Royals in a blender this week, having to face the Cubs, Cardinals, and Brewers.
Big time.
That's a horrible central gauntlet you don't want to go through.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they're going to come out of that unscathed. That could be an easy 0-3. Not really where you want to be. Royals are kind of in the driver's seat as it stands. But going 0-3 could shake things up a little bit. And the other one I had was an interdivisional matchup here, and we got the Nationals versus Phillies.
Yep.
I think
they hang on?
Yeah, this is where it's like, I don't know. Phillies got to make up some ground a little bit here. Yep. They're not going to win the division, I don't think, by any stretch of the imagination. It's that gap's kind of widened.
They have White Sox and Guardians too.
Definitely tests the metal a little bit. Oh, White Sox Guardians. That's a big matchup actually.
White Sox versus Phillies and Guardians versus Phillies.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So 2 other playoff teams though.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you can play a little bit of spoiler while you're at it too, while trying to gun for it. So that's pretty fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Phil's Nationals kind of see where we're at. I mean, Nationals are still a juggernaut. Phillies, I don't know what this trade did for them. I mean, we'll see where it leaves them. But I'll be curious to see how they stack up against a really tough team.
Yeah, very, very interested to see that as well. My one thing was just to highlight really the only thing it feels like most of the ABL is hanging on to at this point. But the race out west in the AL, I just kind of pulled up some matchups. So the A's have the Diamondbacks, the Yankees, and the Padres this week. So, you're looking at 2 division leaders and then Arizona that should be a win. So A's should pick up at least a win, you'd think, at minimum. Mm-hmm. Seattle has Washington, Houston, and Atlanta. So again, 2 playoff teams there and then Houston. So it should be at least a win. And then Texas has Houston, Milwaukee, and St. Louis. So very similar across the board where each team kind of has one game they should win. Mm-hmm. And then the other 2 games are against teams that are in the playoffs and are teams that most people would probably say are better than them. So, obviously for Dylan, I think he would love it if everyone just went 1-2 or even, he obviously pulls off a win maybe or something, but if everyone goes 1-2, he loves it. Right.
Yeah.
I think the hope for Seattle and Texas is you have to come out and have a good week and potentially have one of these other teams have a poor week. But yeah,
I think it's make or break for Texas. I think this is where Texas starts to make their ascent.
They have the hardest schedule, I think.
Yeah.
With Milwaukee, St. Louis.
You can go 3-0 against these 2, and A's and Seattle falter. Yeah, you made a ton of headway as far as making that division run.
Potentially, you're tied, right? Best case scenario probably is that you're tied for the division lead. So
he would be huge if they can come out on top like that. So yeah, we'll see how that one rolls.
Very much so. All right, awesome. Well, thank you, sir, for being here as always. Thanks everyone for watching. Hope everyone has a great rest of the night. Any of you left in the Midwest, we're looking at a derecho tonight, so send all those positive thoughts our way. I'm gonna be outside with an umbrella. I'll take some video if I can. Everyone have a good rest of your night. We'll talk to y'all next week.
All right, stay dry.
Peace.
Till I collapse, I've been moving too fast. Got my foot up on the gas, full throttle till I crash. I'm back with a vengeance. You gon' see me end this. I will be ascending. I don't